No.
All right.
Amazing at this. Welcome to Theory Night in Canada.
All right, so we've recorded some 3 episodes since we disappeared 4 months ago, which isn't a great rate.
But we never... Wait, are we airing those episodes, or are those in...
Those are not coming out for varying reasons. One of them, the audio was completely broken, as in for some reason did not work at all. Probably my fault. The other, I had to record at the last second because one of our other hosts was not able to. Are we dropping names still? Are you like associated with this podcast?
We've dropped names.
I know we have, but I thought you weren't
ages ago.
associated with the podcast anymore. I thought, okay, first of all, I guess I have to start by apologizing. Last week, I fucked up all my plans, and I did not show up to a movie night. And 15 minutes later, I got a notification. Nana has left your Google family. I'm so sorry, bro. I did not know it was that bad.
You guys got Nana divorced Spencer live.
Yeah, he was pissing me off. But to address, okay, yes, I did say earlier. I don't know. I said before that I want to. I don't know.
He's thinking of ending things.
I'm doing. That was actually a perfect thing. I was thinking of ending things, but I'm just gonna say anything you hear on this podcast that I say is a fucking joke. There's nothing. I don't know anything. I'm a dumbass. Everything's a joke. Nothing's real.
Everything I say on this podcast is not a joke, and under no reasonable circumstances could it be considered a joke.
I have never said anything on this.
Everything I say is an actionable threat. As a joke.
I have never even appeared on this podcast. I don't know what Theory Night Canada is.
Yeah, my voice has been edited in with AI.
Not even. I've been chopped and screwed into this podcast. Spencer keeps recording me when we meet up.
Well, we've had a few episodes. One of which was like a disaster that we did not prepare for that ended up being 2 hours long. And I think it was the first episode that I cried on of laughter.
Yeah.
Which was pretty glorious. I think this was when we were talking about the ostriches.
Okay.
If I have that right.
Is that one I missed?
I don't think... It's tough to say, man. It's been so many years. But another thing...
It's back, baby.
Also in that episode, I think we talked about Charlie Kirk, right? Who got some... So...
This is the first time I've actually heard what that sounds like.
We carry the flame.
Well, let's not get ahead of it. What I was going to say was... Everyone out there gave a moment of silence for Charlie Kirk, but in that episode, we became a right-wing podcast. You gave a moment of silence. We gave 4 months.
I think what got you, Spencer, was we were doing the Charlie Kirk memorial, and I was like, "Can we have a moment of silence?" And I just started playing hockey goal horn. Into the mic.
Incredible.
So we gave 4 months of silence, but you know what we realized as a right-wing podcast is... What would Charlie Kirk be doing right now? He would be reporting on discourse and instigating. So...
And being cucked by J.D. Vance.
We must carry the flame. Theory Night in Canada is back, ladies and gentlemen.
Did you see how, like...
Great intro. 10 out
About
of 10.
a week and a half ago, Erica Kirk said she was pregnant.
Yeah.
Like 9 or 10 weeks, and people were doing the math of like, did she get knocked up right after Charlie was killed?
You know she did.
She actually said that?
Yes, she tweeted it.
I think she said she was
soft-launched
pregnant. I don't think she said how pregnant she was.
She said 10 weeks. She said 10 weeks.
I think
she's soft launching her bastard child.
Holy fuck.
So, as well, because, like, Charlie Kirk was on tour. He was not home.
Maybe she was on tour. Listen, I will not defame Eric.
I don't know. I think he was on tour with his bestie, Candace Owens.
So in this AI slopified world, you know the first thing that's going to happen is there's going to be a J.D. Vance baby, and the first picture is going to get Kirkified.
Well, before Kirk, there was J.D. Vance.
Yeah.
So it'll be a mix of both.
It's the pure synthesis
Do you
of
think
the
Kirk
AI way.
was DL? Was he down low? Was he DL trade?
For his wife.
I've sent Bennett leaked or like Candace Owen released convos she had with Charlie Kirk because they were apparently besties, and it was the most homo texting his fag hag I've ever seen.
Yeah, but honestly, I thought the same thing. And I was like, this is the gayest I've ever seen.
They were like fucking freaking. They were diving out about
Nicki Minaj. That's what killed me.
So
He was trying to hit so bad.
So do you think he had a Nicki Stan Twitter account?
That was his alt.
Was he a little monster?
Oh my god.
Was he an Aryaneter, do you think?
So I think one thing that people are not really
In a
considering
certain way, yes.
is a lot of people are thinking, okay, who's the father? Is it Charlie Kirk?
All right,
Is it
hold on.
Jakey Vance?
I don't
What
wanna
if
talk
it
about
was
Charlie
Candace
Kirk.
Owens?
Whoa.
Oh, actually, I want to talk about that.
Nana was
I
like,
do-
at first, she's like, this cracker's dead and gone.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about Charlie Kirk, but I do think they definitely fucked. But yeah, that like it's funny. You know, I don't want to talk about Charlie Kirk.
Fair enough.
To the point where I will say that, like, among like teenagers now, to give someone a blowjob is now getting kirked or giving kirked.
Wait,
Oh,
Giving
yeah, 'cause
neck?
giving neck.
yo, that's 10 out of 10. Holy shit!
So when that
Incredible.
So when that like all those Epstein documents were leaked, and the one that between Epstein and his brother about what was like, does Putin still have that photo of Trump blowing Bubba? People were like, was Trump giving Kirk to Clinton?
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Was Trump giving Bubba Kirk?
Yeah.
It was like a.
Yes, the Epstein files also leaked in the time since we last recorded, and
Like about 3 weeks ago.
yeah, and the main revelation was that Donald Trump and Bill Clinton engaged in sexual relations on the Lolita Express. So everything else we already knew. That was the only real.
So we both
revelation.
know that they're totally innocent. They didn't sleep with underage girls. They were exploring each other's bodies.
Yeah.
And that the 2016 presidential election was a fight between Bill Clinton's side hoe and his wife.
The Epstein files are actually a CIA op, all right?
To distract
to
from-
conflate pedophilia with gay men. This is a new theory.
No, CIA leak to distract from the Hunter Biden laptop from hell.
I miss the Hunter Biden laptop, man.
Yeah.
Honestly,
That was a lifetime ago, man.
Hunter
Another
Biden was
age.
like, that guy was throwing up like Steph Curry numbers, but then unfortunately
He was like the
Jokic joined
LeBron
game.
James of like fail sons. This man was getting strippers pregnant left, right, and center, getting addicted to various drugs, going to rehab and getting addicted to new drugs, illegally owning guns, jacking off in the White House bathroom on camera.
All while making billions.
Yeah.
And, like
In Nepo
corrupt
baby
energy, Nepo baby job doing like embezzlement in Ukrainian energy companies.
All the while, his dick pics were being shown in Congress. On the
And
rat.
his dad was like, "This is like my only son left. I got to take care of him."
Here's the best part is I know everyone's always like, you know, the scams where you get an email and they're like, oh, we have videos of you from your webcam doing very compromised things to naughty content or whatever.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, oh no, like, what if my penis gets shown? Bro, this guy's penis got shown on national scale, and everyone was like, that is hype
He's
as
one of
fuck,
the
dude.
only people whose penis has been shown, I think, on C-SPAN.
No one was hating. No one was well,
Well, people were hating. That's why
but,
his
like,
penis was being shown on C-SPAN.
But like
And the
once
person who
his
showed it
penis-
is now out of Congress. The curse of Hunter Biden's dick returns.
Because like it's kind of like a Lyndon Johnson thing again, where it's like, okay, he was getting hit with like the right wingers being like, oh, we have videos of you doing compromised things, but it turns out when you're slinging cock on a national TV, like you just kind of have it. You're good.
You know, this is kind of off key, but I think all the Hunter Biden shit, the shit he was getting up to, is very Spencer core. And in another life, Spencer would be.
Do not tell them about the hack shit.
Spencer. And
Yeah, in another life,
would have
Spencer would be doing
three.
that.
Spencer would have 3 paternity suits from different strippers.
Right, in another
Another
life.
life. Another life.
Another life.
Thank God.
Three
Another
to one.
Thank God I'm not going through that shit right now. Today.
Right now, today.
Today. Right now, today.
Oh my god.
Also, another thing that happened since our last episode, new Kevin Gates video.
New Kevin Gates.
When he was doing his vocal warm-ups in the interview. The beefing with my chick while I'm in jail.
I have not seen this. What?
I've discovered Kevin Gates when he did a song. I was listening to a rap album and it was like fine, you know, it's just a guy spitting bars. And then I got a whole song which is him just talking about sex in like very graphic terms. But then there's one verse about a girl farting in his mouth while he was eating her ass with fart sounds as ad-libs.
What is this?
This is a Kevin Gates song.
I'm gonna show a video to you guys, and I want you to insert this into the podcast.
Okay.
So this is it.
Well, I guess we can. It's been enough time. It's been enough time.
So
Shall we transition into
Women.
Whoa. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, the cast has changed a little bit. We have Spenset returning from the shadows.
Benita. Wilhelmina. And just Nana, but
Nana, yeah. That's an
Nana's-
age transition, I think.
Nana is a unisex name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now he's a Nana.
All right, well, we got I think Liam and I are frothing at the mouth to piss Nana off to talk about Toronto Transit on the pod again. So, whoever could bring it up first, I win. But it is unfortunately the Finch West, which is Liam's domain.
The Finch West LRT opened on Sunday.
which was one day ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
People
as
are
of
like, it's
recording,
too slow. And they're 100% right.
apparently it goes 13 kilometers an hour. Takes 55 minutes to go 10 kilometers.
So
What the hell? The
as it
buses
was-
that go that route take an hour.
Yes, exactly.
What?
As it was tested, they tested it going 60 to 70 kilometers an hour between stops. When it was handed over to the TTC, they capped it at 40, which means it's also making red light stops and also making stops for people, which means on average, but for the entire duration of the line, it goes 13 kilometers an hour, which not for the entire duration, but Bennett and I could easily beat it in a race if you are going like a reasonable distance on...
I feel like I could maintain a lead on the Finch LRT for maybe 7 kilometers.
Yeah.
Before it would catch up to me.
Yeah, I'm probably around like 4 to 5 kilometers if I'm trying, but I haven't tried to like race like that yet. So we'll see. We'll
Oh my
see.
god.
But it's people have not been happy with the speed of the thing.
So this
Yeah.
is TTC's
Yes, it's now.
limiting it?
Yeah, the TTC is operating
They're
it.
calling a streetcar a subway, which is fundamentally
Well, okay,
is pissing me
They
off.
weren't calling it a subway, but they're calling it an LRT, which sometimes the same difference. It's kind of a spectrum, but like this thing is street running. It's basically like the St. Clair streetcar route or Spadina streetcar route. It's like separated medium, and it has an underground station. It has 2 underground stations at its ends. This is a fucking streetcar.
Yeah.
Just separated from cars. But yeah, there's no signal priority, so the trains all have to stop at red lights. And in some cases, cars turning left will get priority over the streetcar. So you're gonna have like a train, but probably about 100 people in it, waiting for like 4 people in 4 different cars to do left turns before it goes through the light. In the city, and they have the hardware for it to have transit signal priority for the trains, but the city was like, no, we're not turning this on.
The city of Toronto?
Yes.
Olivia Chow said it would be too
Well-
authoritarian for her to turn on the priority lights.
Yeah.
Well, there's more of a city council thing, so like the suburban Hitlerite councilors were like, nah. But the thing is that the streetcars in downtown Toronto don't even have transit stop priority. The city just loves masturbating over the fact that it has streetcars, but doesn't want to do anything about making them actually useful.
You know, that's a good point. Everyone should know who their council person is, like, and then call them, because like they get away with so much shit because no one cares. The people who care are people who don't have
one gives a
jobs,
shit about
who are
law
fucking
enforcement.
retired. Yeah, like
Yeah.
these like old retired people who do nothing all day. Yeah, and like knit or fucking like
Yeah.
complain about I don't know, Muslims or shit. Go ahead.
I visited my city councilor a week ago today.
Let's fucking go.
And I was talking to him about some bike lanes that were coming around, and
thought that was
I
more
went to the I've been to several meetings about this.
So you're just
topic so far.
stalking your city councilor now.
Well, we're chilling.
He
man. We
should.
got-
No, yes,
Yeah,
good
we're
job,
chill.
Spencer. I'm gonna clap it up for him. Yeah.
Youngest person to care about
Literally, okay. I went to
First
a
person
fucking
below
bike lane,
80.
and all of a sudden, every single 80-year-old with like who cannot walk properly walks out of the fucking dusk and says, "quote unquote," as an avid cyclist, I think shit blows for our community. And it's bike lanes outside of like an elementary school. It doesn't reduce the number of car lanes. It doesn't reduce anything. It keeps everything except adds bike lanes. The street, it needs to be redone anyways. And every single one of them walked up and said, as an avid cyclist, how about we just scrap the whole project? The roads that are like popping tires, people are wiping out on their bikes because the like potholes are so big. They're just like, why don't we just not touch it at all? Why don't we just let it continue to erode?
I have a cunning scheme to fix this issue. We do community consultation, but we just disguise the entrance of a retirement home as like community consultation. And as soon as the old people go and just lock them in there.
So I went
Their
to
kids
that
are wanting
one.
to do it anyways.
I went to that one, and there was a couple young women doing like the sign-ins, just giving people sheets, say like, oh yeah, we're just trying to figure out who's here, and you can add your email if you want so that we can follow up if you want to keep with the project. There's two fucking ancient people there. Yeah, geezers is what I'm looking for. Just screaming at her like, I hate this project. Can you call the whole project off? And they're like, one, that's not even my job. Two, no. But like, that's not my job. And she yelled at them for like 5 minutes, bro. I was like, it's not even the right person. Anyways, I went to my city councilor and I was talking about it, and I said like, oh yeah, like depending on where I'm going after work or like what I'm doing, if I need to pick up certain things, I'll use this road here and there. But a lot of the time I've tried to avoid it because it's dangerous and it does not feel safe. And he's like, actually, yes, thank you. Good for pointing this out. I fucking hate all these old people. And I'm putting a couple words in his mouth. But he was just like, I don't really care that much about whether there are bike lanes or not here, but Jesus Christ, those were the most miserable people I've ever touched.
The thing is, though, is that you do get the crotchety geezers that come out to this thing, because those are the people who actually care enough to go. Most of the people who are in favor or like don't care either way don't bother just showing up, either A, because they're fucking busy because they're actually doing work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Because they
gonna say,
schedule these things for 3 p.m. on a Wednesday.
Literally, what time was it?
This one was 9 a.m. on a Monday.
Like, yeah.
This is what happens when you're petty bourgeois. You can
Oh my god.
The big consultation was like 5 p.m. on a Thursday or something like that. Maybe it was a Friday. I
when
forget.
everyone
I'm doxing
immediately gets
myself.
off work.
Shit.
What, a consultation? Isn't that public?
But yeah, but I've given a sequence of events. Oh
my God. Relax.
All right.
Yeah, yeah.
Alex here's not listening in.
Yeah, no one's gonna. It is what
There
it is.
isn't, there
got a
isn't
coke
enough
train.
visual footage for like autistic people on 4chan to stalk you.
Yeah.
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 Honestly, if someone wanted to dox me, they could do it way easier than like.
Listening to this.
You're not gonna get someone who was able to dox what hotel Keffels was staying in Belfast.
I know a
Here's some
guy.
audio.
Bring us back to the doxing days.
Yeah.
Anyways, back. What were we talking about? We could
Finch
outrun
West
the
LRT.
Finch West LRT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Eglinton Crosstown delayed to 2027.
Yes, Doug Ford said that the Eglinton Crosstown could be coming.
Early 2026 or soon after.
He said I'm hoping it will be early 2026. So we should say, I'm forgetting a couple words, but he says it will probably be 2026 or soon after. So he heavily implies 2027, I think by accident.
I think what he meant was January, and if not January, probably March.
Yeah. That's what I think he meant, but he accidentally hinted at 2027, which is probably more likely to be true. If all of you guys are on your Polymarket bets, bet 2027. We've just got word from the horse's mouth.
Speaking of Polymarket bets, did you guys hear that you can now bet on the moving front lines of the Russia-Ukraine conflict?
Yes.
And Polymarket actually ended up rigging the bet for one of the things you could do.
Holy
Yes,
fuck!
yes.
Wait, what?
And you also saw that CNN's now partnering with Call Sheet to do the
so
same.
this
So
is
you
part
can
of
bet
the
on world
weird
events.
integration of sports betting into normal activities that are not sports. So one of them was,
You mean just gambling?
yeah. So live UA,
You're too
His
sports.
chud ass.
you know live UA map.
Bender, you're like, it's like sports gambling. Regular gambling.
Yeah, it's like sports gambling without the
Okay, but
sports.
regular gambling, you're betting on cards, slots, whatever. This has the same logic of sports gambling, but applied to things that aren't sports. Like,
Gambling.
like same game
And
parlays.
you've historically
for
also been
war.
like betting on dice.
Yeah, no, fuck. Okay, hold on. What he's saying is actually right though.
Yeah.
Like you shouldn't be able to say 15 soldiers will die at this point, and then like
that is more like
it's
sports gambling than blackjack.
Yeah,
It's futures gambling.
this is actually insane. Like, oh my god. And has CNN is partnering with this? What the fuck?
Not with
No,
Polymarket,
so
but
there's
with
two
Call
things
Sheet.
going on here.
Okay.
So CNN will allow you to bet on the news now.
Holy fuck, that's such a bad idea. Okay, we'll get to that.
The second thing is Polymarket, which lets you, in theory, bet on anything.
Right.
Right. Added support for like a live UA map. Are you familiar with live UA map, guys? It's like a service that shows you very up to date, very granular like front lines for ongoing conflicts.
You
right?
can zoom in on like
Yeah.
specific strikes, and they'll
Yeah.
give you like information.
and like you can go on
That's it.
Israel Palestine. You can do.
How long
Ukraine.
has this been a thing?
It's been since
Quite
it
a
was
while.
invented for the Syrian civil war, so it's been around since
Okay.
like whenever that started.
2011.
Yeah, so it's
Holy
been around
shit.
since 2011. It was invented for the Syrian civil war. They had very accurate, very up to date maps, right? And they do basically every ongoing conflict. So Ukraine, Russia, they do.
Right.
And Polymarket added like a live UA map integration. You could bet on if specific areas like intersections or streets were going to get captured by this date by the Russians.
Holy
Right.
fuck.
And then what ended up happening was live UA map suddenly showed. So Polymarket put up, will this intersection be occupied by the Russians by this date? And people were betting on it. Then live UA map showed the intersection being occupied by the Russians.
It was like a
Polymarket-
breakthrough attack that made it through the front lines
Yeah.
and all of that.
So Polymarket paid out for the bets. Then live UA map updated and said it was an error that showed the intersection being occupied.
But the bets had been settled.
The bets had already been settled. So Polymarket was rigging.
Dude, this
The
is
Ukraine
so
conflict.
fucking. Oh my god.
The best part is it'd
It'd be so funny though if there's like some like one of those weird NAFO guys who volunteers for Ukraine Force obsessively watching Polymarket, seeing that like the Russians have taken an intersection, got so demoralized as to like cause a retreat from a local area that the Russians end up taking, and then finding out later it was rigged by Polymarket.
you got to think even deeper, right? You got to think the generals watching Polymarket putting their entire life savings on the other army occupying something and then doing a strategic retreat.
This is also why it's more like sports gambling than conventional gambling is, right? Because in conventional gambling, right, you're not actually playing against the dealer, right? The dealer's just pulling cards out of the deck or whatever. In sports gambling, when sports figures bet on it, they can actually influence the outcome to a certain degree.
Which was
Right?
what happened
Yeah.
with Chauncey.
So like Pete Rose intentionally losing baseball games, right, to make
Yeah.
money, right? You could have a general in theory place millions
Right.
on a live UA map Polymarket bet and lose on purpose.
Oh my
Right.
god, man. This is actually and
like
sorry, you go ahead.
it shocks me that with stuff like this, payouts aren't done. They don't say like, oh, okay, by December 7th, this thing happens. Payouts happen on January 7th to ensure like validity of what happened.
Yeah.
The fact that it was like settled instantly is insanity. Because like a lot of the time there could be like skirmishes or something like that, and you really don't know what happened for a while.
Yeah. But the thing is, I feel like this damages the credibility of Live UA Map, which is like basically an open source project, much more than Polymarket, which everyone knows is stealing from you. Right?
Yeah.
Man,
that's all gambling services.
Yeah.
So like, this has to be reined in. I feel like the fact that no one is alarmed by being able to bet on news events, like, oh, I'm gonna bet $10,000 that someone's gonna have a shooting attempt on. Hold on, let me finish. Let me land. I'm gonna bet $10,000 that someone's gonna burn down City Hall and oop. Yeah. I just did a little song and now City Hall. Am I tripping? Isn't that insane?
No, absolutely.
Because Nana betting on the Reichstag fire.
You're absolutely right, because as well, it's like, if you're betting on who is going to win an election and the bets are resolved at like midnight or whatever, that actively incentivizes people to go out and shoot politicians.
Yeah, blow up election centers.
Yeah, I'm going to lose my life savings on this election. I need to go and murder a politician to guarantee it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Like that, it is...
There's a lot of perverse incentives, let's say.
Yeah.
Baby, I bet the mortgage on Trump winning.
The thing is that you can't...
That was a hypothetical situation in which I was talking about what a gambler could think. I do not gamble, nor am I going to assassinate politicians. I just want to make that clear.
The thing with this, this all is downstream from sports betting, and it's because gambling is now constitutionally protected in the United States.
Yes.
In 2017, the Supreme Court of the United States ruled that the federal government does not have jurisdiction over gambling. Right, so it's that basically lifted the nationwide bans on sports betting apps.
Yeah.
Right. So, and then Canada, of course, because our economies are so merged, followed suit. 2021, we didn't. I mean, it's not constitutionally protected, but we legalized it across the board. So and we're probably unlikely to do anything until the U.S. does something. And now the U.S. has basically said it's actually. It's implied by our Constitution that we can't do anything about this, right? Yeah. So nothing will ever be done.
And it's also consumed so much of the economy because gambling is something that is so addictive, but which makes it easy to get people roped in and stay. But two, it has like negligible overhead cost for an insane amount of upside in terms of profit, which then gives you all the money to advertise to get more people roped in, which then costs nothing more really on your end, and then gives you even more billions in profit.
Yeah, it's sports betting as an epidemic has been kind of like a slow burn in terms of like what. Oh,
I will say, I think the best way to improve gambling would be you cannot gamble anymore for money. That you only get stupid points or whatever that don't mean anything.
Labor vouchers.
Labor vouchers at the People's Casino.
No. You get stupid little points that are worth nothing.
What you really of the Cree Nation.
Sorry, a woman is talking.
What you really win is the satisfaction of being right. That you guessed something was going to happen, and it happened, and you were right. You should win no money for that. In fact, you should have to pay to do this because it is a degenerate behavior. But the satisfaction of being right, that something stupid happened.
Your rate resets every year. And every year you get to bet, and you want to get your rate as high as possible.
Or you just
gamble
your
we have
and then your social credit score is based on
credit.
Yeah.
Wait. Black Mirror just called. Black Mirror's calling my phone. Yeah, we'd like to buy that spec script.
Black Mirror's calling your Black Mirror.
All right. Well, I think before we transition away from what is clearly our transit theme for the episode.
Well, let me.
Oh,
you gotta say something?
No, I just had like a little bit that I thought was funny
on the gambling thing. It kind of, I don't know. It feels like a resurgence of. It reminds me of the sales effort where like during moments of economic decline, there's like a huge boost in one way or the other to incentivize people to spend money. I think after World War II, they used like advertising and like advertising people that spend on bullshit things, and now it's fucking polymarketing on the fucking Ukraine war.
But like the different thing with gambling is that that money just kind of like disappears.
Like it's kind of like a money sink.
This is like
it just
it's taxation.
It literally exits the economy. It's like a deflationary pressure.
I literally like 2 days ago listened to like a day ago because it came out yesterday. Truanon's most recent episode, which is on sports gambling, and like they talked about like how it's literally a deflationary thing. It takes money out of the economy. At least with consumption after World War II, you're buying goods produced, so you're stimulating demand and stimulating the economy.
Yeah.
With gambling, the money's just gone.
Yeah.
It doesn't do anything.
Deflationary rent seeking. This is like someone's dream, man.
So this is a YouTube commenter's top economic policy. Here's another thing with the gambling stuff. I think expansion of stuff into spheres that aren't sports, like news, is I think gambling...
Finance capital must conquer new markets.
Yeah, it's because gambling has already sort of saturated male consumers in the United States.
Yeah.
Right? With sports gambling.
They're like the biggest gamblers.
Yes, men
in our age
massively,
demographic as well.
Men massively disproportionately gamble in the U.S. on sports, and I think these companies are trying to find a way to hook young women into gambling, and they're kind of like scanning what they can do. Like, is CNN able to get any of these women gambling on something?
I see.
Well, did you also see that there was like this app, this like solitaire app where you can quote unquote gamble?
I did see that.
Yeah.
And then that was Stephen A. Smith's app.
Because
I've heard of
Truman
this.
also
It's called
talked about
Delatro, right? Is that...
Latro is a poker-themed indie game.
No, I know Delatro. Yeah. I'm just wondering.
I thought you were actually serious. That is fucking awesome.
Well, yeah, he was saying.
But yeah, like Truanon also mentioned this, is that like the app that Stephen A. Smith was like putting out.
It's only
that's like a scam too.
Yeah,
like they were manipulating it.
Wait, so you just
like
play solitaire? You bet on what? Like
you bet on you being a good player. That's what it was. And the thing is that you gamble on getting into the leaderboards, but every account on the leaderboards was like a bot.
Oh my
so that you
God.
would never win. And this was like found out. This was like Stephen A. Smith showing out for it.
Man, Stephen A. Smith is going out sad.
He's
bro.
the most
Holy
shameless money grubber of all time.
Yeah. As a guy who only is like known Stephen A. Smith for like the last like 5 years, was he ever not?
Like,
no, not really.
Like he's.
I always thought he was kind of like a TV host kind of clown guy. The
He
same
is
like
a TV
Skip
host
Bayless
clown.
was a guy that was
Yes.
supposed to have egregious takes.
He
But,
is
like,
also,
as a TV
they are
clown.
Both,
like,
okay, so Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless are sort of like a yin and yang figure.
That's
So Skip Bayless exists.
The seed of one is contained in the other.
That's actually very true. Like, yeah.
Skip Bayless exists to generate a take, and then Stephen A. Smith exists to react to the take.
yeah.
So you're saying Stephen A. Smith is reactionary?
Yeah, he's sort of a Steve Harvey of sports commentary. You know, like Steve Harvey's like, "What did you say?"
yeah.
Right? That's Stephen A. Smith. His top clips are always him either shitting on someone for having a bad take or being flabbergasted by a bad take.
So he's just like mainstream react slop.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what? Yeah, he wasn't. Yeah, I think I prefer. What was Shaq's and
it was Charles Barkley.
Yeah. Their show. That show was way better.
NBA on TNT.
Yeah.
Because what I used to do is if I ever like didn't care about a game that was happening but my friends were watching, I would go look up what Skip Bayless was saying the night before, and then I would just like rip out 3 of his takes to all of my friends and just piss everyone off.
Yeah.
But like everyone's having a
Spencer's
good
most
time.
original opinions. By the way.
But it was so good because it was always some absolute shite.
The other type of sports commentator besides bad take generator, bad take reactor, guys who just don't talk about sports on their sports show.
Yeah.
Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco. Shaq and Charles Barkley.
Yeah.
They're guys who just kind of are sports guys. And then their show is them trying to not talk about sports for as long as possible.
It's awesome.
Men will do everything but their damn job.
Yeah.
This is our podcast that's politics, guys. As we come here to talk about sports. But here, if we want some, I think I found what my favorite YouTube comment fiscal policy was, if we want to rip that out real quick.
Yeah, it is related to deflationary policy.
So, yet more neoliberal disappointments from the BAM man. Why don't governments get it? Liberal or conservative, it's always the same. The average middle-of-the-road Canadian has a very basic expectation from the government. Lower taxes, consumer price deflation, balanced budgets, and maintaining or expanding all popular government programs.
Lower
That's
taxes.
it. 4 basic things. No pie in the sky, hyper-ideological stuff. Just 4 basic, realistic, common sense asks.
This is the greatest comment of all time. Because first of all, it assumes first he's condemning neoliberalism, but he is a neoliberal.
Yeah.
And then he assumes neoliberalism is non-ideological.
Yeah.
And then he comes with 2 contradictory positions. We need to lower taxes and expand spending.
Yeah.
And then just throws in deflation. Would be just an insane catastrophe.
Median voter, by the way.
Yeah. Governments maintain a 2% inflation target, not for no reason.
Yeah. You could argue that it should be like a little different.
Yeah.
Like I've seen people that are like 5 to 7% is better because it stops shit from like slowly slipping away and encourages more investment. But like that's like an argument. The only people who are like, we need deflation are people who are like,
gold standard.
We need to seize the government. We need to like, you can only do deflation if you have obscenely heavy-handed government, which if you're for that, you do you.
You can also only survive inflation with like heavy-handed government, because what deflation would do is to disincentivize spending, right? Because if you have steady 2% deflation, you are always better off spending money later than now.
Yeah.
Because your money will be worth more later.
Yeah.
So the government would have to pick up demand slack, or the economy would instantly collapse.
Is there I don't think there's any modern economy that's ever experienced a deflationary crisis.
There is. Well, historically, there have been like a few. I don't think in like the last couple.
No, not since the abandonment of the gold standard. Basically, I don't think.
Which ones?
The Bretton Woods system stuff. And the
No. I mean, what
So
economies?
The U.S. economy had a deflationary spiral in the 19th century. That was the Cross of Gold speech by...
Weren't there a couple countries in like the 70s with the oil crisis that had a deflationary crisis?
That was called inflation, man.
No, but...
Stagflation, you think it is?
It was all
stagflation,
inflation.
yes. I thought there were a couple specific countries, but maybe I'm blundering it. I've been meaning to get into like a deflation research phase for a minute, and I just have never jumped in yet.
We have not really had deflation as an issue since we abandoned the gold standard, because what the gold standard does is it sort of puts a time limit before a deflationary crisis occurs, because there's a finite amount of gold you could find.
Yeah. But yeah, in other words, guys, this is the policy.
There's no more Inca empires to rob.
If you guys are looking for what politics we subscribe to, we, as all the hosts of this podcast, we want to decrease income. We want to increase spending and balance the budgets, and also just nuke the economy on the side.
Honestly,
it's called acceleration.
This is what true communism looks like.
Yeah. War deflation.
Oh my god. Do you see... You saw the thing I said?
Yes,
where it's
I
like,
did.
what would you rather have? NEP son or war communism daughter?
Well,
Most obscure, dumb, funniest shit I've seen.
we're 40 minutes in. Do we want to get to our first article for the day?
Barbara KKK.
Yeah, Barbara K.
In writing for the National Socialist Post.
Yes, this is my favorite newspaper recently. I've been completely off social
This
media
article
for
title
weeks.
is one of the best I've seen in months.
It's like
Yeah.
evil.
Yeah.
Barbara K. The great feminization is eating Jewish institutions alive.
Wait, what the fuck?
The more feminized society's institutions become, more readily extreme, empathic attitudes replace rational decision-making. By Barbara K. Published December 7th, 2025.
She wrote it in time for the
Yesterday.
Fitch West LRT openings.
Which contributed greatly to feminization in Jewish institutions.
One sec, archive.ph. I accidentally closed the wrong tab.
Control Shift T. Command Shift T.
All right. Shall I get started?
Yeah.
Yes, I shall. In September, public intellectual Helen Andrews caused a stir when she
Literally
delivered
who, by the way. Literally.
a provocative 17-minute speech titled Overcoming the Feminization of Culture.
Okay, wait, isn't Helen Andrews that really far-right woman?
I would assume so, based on this based on the contents of this 17-minute speech
No, but
that
specifically...
she delivered to the National Conservatism Conference,
Yeah, that's a far right.
and later
organization.
published an article for Compact titled "The Great Feminization." I think
Okay,
you're right.
yeah, this is the racist lady who, when like Ta-Nehisi Coates finally came out in support of Palestine, she was like, African countries wished they could be like Israel, but they only got Wakanda.
Oh, that's when it was like, whoa, that was really racist. That's when that becomes, yeah. Holy
Yeah, the woman
shit.
Helen Andrews, who delivered that speech, wrote that.
That's incredibly racist. Oh my god.
Andrews summarized feminization as the prioritizing of feminine over masculine interests, but additionally prioritizing empathy over rationality, safety over risk, and cohesion over competition. All these traits combine, she believes, in institutions where females are numerically dominant to define wokeness and cancel culture.
Okay.
She's tripped and stumbled into one, like, beyond dropping every single buzzword, there's something that always gets me when you see someone refer to women as females.
I was just gonna say that.
And this is also a woman self-referring as.
Yeah, like,
It's just sort of like that one sort of liberal feminist who had beef with Andrea Dworkin in the Globe and Mail 25 years ago.
Yeah.
And this is
Wrote
sort
that very deeply evil article.
this is kind of a deep cut, but
No shit. Was that working 25 years ago?
this is
the
this is
paper
the
of
best.
record of this country.
This is the best
published an
Israeli
opinion.
research, right?
yeah. This was a liberal feminist who she was like an avowed, like, I say liberal feminist because she was opposed to radical feminism, but self-identified as a feminist, right? And she wrote these series of articles for the Globe and Mail that were increasingly inflammatory and defamatory takedowns of Andrea Dworkin, who was still alive at the time,
Right.
including accusing her of making up like her rape experience.
Holy
Right.
shit.
And wrote that basically in the title of an article.
In the Globe and Mail.
And the Globe and Mail published this?
Yes, 25 years ago. The paper of record of this country published.
Yeah, they were running it like Life magazine apparently in the 90s.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
No, like on the dot.
The secret is that
Yeah.
nothing
Alright.
ever changes. But Andrews points to Barry Weiss's
Barry Weiss.
Barry Weiss?
Yeah.
Weiss?
You went full.
I did both.
You went like uber Yiddish.
I don't know why I did the W as both a W and a V in one
I
sound.
thought you were trying to like go turbo Yiddish.
No,
she's
I've never done that before. I didn't when I read this the first time.
Barry Weiss.
That's, yeah.
2020 resignation letter from the New York Times where Weiss was labeled an ostracized. I read ostriches for a second. I'm brain broken.
He's got ostriches.
For her social ties and cut off by perceived friends. Stop self-reporting. In 2018, the newsroom there had tipped to a female majority, which Andrews argues changed the work environment's dynamics to one where cohesion is preferred and covert undermining would replace open debate in favor of emotional harmony.
By the way, Barry Weiss
Now
is-
runs CBS.
Yes, Barry Weiss was put in charge
Wait.
of CBS.
And
very
she was
recently.
like, we need to go towards the Nazi centrists.
Barry Weiss was the person who was like, we need to platform Alan Dershowitz because
Yes.
he's the charismatic liberal alternative to Nick Fuentes
And
Tucker-
Hassan.
Yeah.
Well, also because she's explicitly like, my job is to make this outfit more pro-Israeli.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I think honestly, even if you
Because
told
Barry
if you-
Weiss has also been
even
an
if you
inveterate.
didn't tell her to do that,
Yeah.
I think she would do it anyways.
Yes, Barry Weiss is an inveterate Zionist, and she has publicly professed to be such.
Yeah.
She's a wretched person.
Yeah.
Andrews
Very much a
arg-
cheerleader of the Palestinian genocide.
Yeah.
Andrews' argument is, as you might expect, highly controversial. But it rings true.
Does it, Barbara?
Does it, Barbara? I'm not really sure if I'm feeling it.
Old
But
Babs.
I love how she's like, it's extremely controversial,
Old woman
and then
yells
just
at
goes, I'm in. And I would argue that the more feminized societies institutions become, the more readily extreme empathic attitudes replace rational decision making at policy making levels. and the more society loses its confidence in its ability to thrive. This is this like segregation of like, I guess it kind of rings back to the vibe session kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where for some reason, people are like, actually the GDP goes up. So the fact that everyone feels horrible about the economy shouldn't matter. It's like the emotional impact of what is going on in the world, like that shit matters for one. So even if this is true, like, okay. Like, that's not necessarily a bad thing if people are considering that more. Also, this brings me back. What was the article we were talking about where they were just like, we made an AI that predicts whether article writers are female or male?
That was the Globe and Mail, Andrea Dworkin.
That's
one
exactly
of her, one of her insane
about,
articles was Andrea Dworkin writes like a man.
Yeah.
Candace Owens shit. Like,
yeah.
She was transvestigating Andrea Dworkin, basically.
Yeah, she was. It was pretty incredible.
Wasn't that AI about like we can detect whether it's a man or a woman writing? Wasn't that Israeli?
It was an Israeli project based on word frequency.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Yeah. Ironically,
Israel loves putting out either useless or evil tech companies.
I think it's all.
It really
evil.
is the 51st state.
I don't know if they've done something useless. Like if it's useless, I always assume that there's like some kind of like data collection shit. Like that's agenda somewhere.
I mean, data collection, but like if you're talking about a piece of software that actually people use, apart from like a calendar app for dogs.
Hold on, write that down.
No, seriously. Like, I think there was like a Chapo episode where they were making fun of Silicon Valley, and this woman worked for a startup, which was basically just a calendar.
Hi there, Shark Tank.
And to help you like plan birthdays and like pet birthdays and
This was an Israeli project?
no, this was like American Silicon.
Have you ever thought, I'm getting sick and tired of organizing all my friends' dogs' pet birthdays? We have a solution for you, and I'm looking for 2 million in advance target.
I have 2 letters for you. AI.
I capital.
In fact, I want less, and I'll give you 3 billion. We're gonna use this to platform ads for your pet anxieties, to upsell them food from pets.com. It's 2,000, by the way.
We're going back in time.
There's a few years involved in that.
Yeah.
Ironically, instead of directing empathy towards our own citizens, feminizing it hurts to read, man, out loud. Feminization also tends to direct empathy internationally. Guess where this is going? This is exactly what's happening.
Wait, I'm betting big.
Okay.
On Polymarket. Feminization of Jewish institutions is why young Jews are anti-Zionist.
Wow.
Who could have guessed from that title alone?
Incredible.
When our government earmarks funds for programs such as this one kind of goes crazy though. Gender just low carbon rice value chains in Vietnam.
This is transplanting American anti-woke discourse to Canada. It's about the USAID files thing, the shrimp treadmill stuff.
Yeah,
if you remember that, where they were taking USAID expenditure out of context and being like, we spent $500,000 doing shrimp treadmill research. If you remember that.
What?
But every time you dug into it, it was like some very important project that was also like kind of a keystone of American imperial strategy as well.
Yeah.
Like,
this is when they were doing
we're investing this much in bean research, and it's like, to have like more nutritious beans that the U.S. can then like ransom to the third world.
Yeah, exactly.
So what I'm assuming this was like part of the golden rice thing that's like addressing vitamin deficiencies in places that don't have a lot of money and almost exclusively eat rice.
Well, I think the woman thing is also like, I guess addressing like if there's a certain amount of women farmers in Vietnam.
Yeah. And they were probably just like, let's make sure we're not giving it to like absolutely horrible people, and then it came out as this.
Anytime they talk about shit like this, if you spend like 5 seconds looking into it, you're like, okay, this seems more reasonable.
And the thing is that anti-foreign aid as a stance has long been a conservative stance where it's like, if we didn't have to pay for foreign aid, we could afford more healthcare, right? We could afford universal dental, right? Yeah. But anytime they actually cut those programs, they don't
do anything.
They don't bring the money back. They don't spend it on anything.
It's gone.
Yeah.
This is also happening at a micro level to the Jewish community in North America.
Yeah.
Our spiritual leadership in non-Orthodox synagogues is growing increasingly female, and by no coincidence is wokeness spreading, and by no further coincidence is also in alignment with radical anti-Zionism. One sentence.
You really think she could have posted this without being Jewish? Like
there is a lot of insane Christian Zionists, you know.
I think Barbara K is
I guess
Jewish.
so.
She mostly writes about Jewish issues. So I assume she's Jewish. I'd have to look that
I think because she ends up being pro-Israel, I guess it does. But this is like insanely anti-Semitic if it was like a non-Jewish person making it. But
she's Polish and Jewish. She's Polish Jew, like Polish Jew descended, basically.
So like
Kay's paternal grandparents and 4 of their children emigrated from Poland to Canada in 1917. They settled near a synagogue congregation of immigrants from Poland where they found a supportive Jewish immigrant community.
Okay, so her ancestors are like some Hicks from Galicia.
They're just like Polish Jews,
Yeah.
Yiddish speaking peasants, basically. Yeah,
Straight off the shtetl.
Yeah. I promise he's not being anti-Semitic. He's talking about real Jewish history.
In November, the Atra Center for Rabbinic,
yeah.
Okay. Rabbinic
pertaining
innovation
to rabbis.
We out here, all right. Rabbinic Innovation released the first empirical study of the non-Orthodox American rabbinate.
Rabbinate.
Rabbinate?
You were right.
Holy fuck, man. It's almost the same.
We got some real Jewish culture knowers in this group, and none of them are reading the article.
See, what I always do is I exclusively will read things, and then it comes time to read it out loud, and I have no clue how it's pronounced. Like, I know the word. It's just gone, man. To the rabbinate, American rabbinate, across the spectrum from Reconstructionist and Reform to conservative and modern Orthodox.
So wait, isn't Reconstructionist the even more woke?
Yeah.
Even more woke than Reform?
Yeah.
Jewish denomination.
It found that 58% of rabbinical students identify as women, 30% as men, and 12% as non-binary.
So what? Wait, what's the problem? Like
disproportionately woke, I suppose.
She's just mad that turbo wokes are winning.
Yeah.
According to the report, 51% identify as LGBT.
That actually is surprising.
Which is like actually
but
genuinely pretty shocking.
She's talking about like okay, wait.
A figure wildly incommensurate with the general population figures, and surprisingly, the absurdly high percentages of self-reporting students at Ivy League universities, which top out at around 40%.
Okay, this is actually...
would seem like this is genuinely, like, standard deviations above the norm.
Okay, this is crazy, though, because those statistics he just read were from, like, Jews from... Reconstruction all the way to like
Haredi.
Not the most right wing parts, but like Orthodox. So the most left wing parts of of Orthodox Judaism. So like 51% of all those new rabbis are like gay. I mean, just proportionally probably Reconstructionists, but you probably got like some DL trade going on with some Orthodox rabbis.
It's like the United Church up there.
The United Church doesn't have any DL people.
They're all open, that's for sure.
According to Lyle Leibowitz, writing for the Tablet's September issue on the subject of the disappearing male rabbi, the 2023 class of Reformed Judaism's Theological Seminary Hebrew Union College was 75% female.
Whoa. That actually is genuinely shocking to me.
Yeah.
The woke is winning.
Yeah.
There's always like a little bit of an ebb and flow to things, but like once something that you expect to be like 50-50 broadly speaking hits like 55 to 60%, that's a lot.
To be honest, I sort of expected Jewish clerics to be like, even including the Reform and the Reconstructionists, maybe 75-25 male.
Yeah.
Right? Which is how it is for like Christian churches that have female priests, right?
I mean, because it's also like a higher learning institution. So I think in some ways it also reflects the broader changes in higher education, where women have slowly become slowly and then all at once become the majority of students in higher education.
Have they slowly? I thought it's been that way for like at least maybe a decade or so.
Okay, so but like with like when women were allowed to be in universities.
Oh, okay.
Until second wave feminism, it was slow, and then after second wave feminism, it was rising steadily. And within, I think, the past 25 years, it's basically just like women enrolled in higher education has overtaken men, and I think the ratio is now like 2/3 of university students are now women.
But isn't that also kind of stratified by degree type? Right? I mean,
not if you're in East Germany.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in former socialist countries.
Unfortunately, we're not in East Germany. But
I thought we were hitting the point where there was like, I guess I should check my numbers. Oh no, we're a low effort podcast now. Yeah. I thought we were starting to hit the point where for like STEM fields it was hitting 50-50, but outside of STEM we were hitting like 90-10.
Yeah.
STEM 50-50 is...
No, I don't think STEM.
Yeah.
I think maybe if you aggregate all the STEM fields it might be closer to 50-50, but
yeah.
I think it's still majority male.
STEM hasn't been hitting the numbers that East Germany hit in the 80s.
Yeah, it's crazy how East Germany existed for 40 years and they immediately hit gender parity in like every degree type.
Yeah.
It's actually insane. Yeah.
Ain't it crazy how that works?
Yeah.
There was an insane Economist article about maybe between around the past 8 years talking about the legacy of socialism in Eastern Europe and how because of that there's a lot more women in STEM fields, and they were like casting this as some sort of bad thing, saying like these women were
like forced out of the home or something
into these fields.
Jesus.
It's like, yep, another economist class.
They were forced at gunpoint to do what they want to do.
What did Lenin say about The Economist? He was like this rag of British imperialism or something.
No, he said The Economist speaks for British millionaires. Speaks for British millionaires.
How old is
Lenin died on this day 1924. He dismissed our newspaper as a journal which speaks for British millionaires.
The Economist was founded in like 1840
and then
6 or something to advocate against the Corn Laws.
And there was also a series. Well, Corn Laws had some unintended fallout, let's say.
Average wage.
Yeah.
I mean, we get to have no tariffs and kill the Irish.
Yeah. This was part of a larger post that was highlighting the Economist's mouthpiece for British millionaires. Quote, what a third world war would mean for investors. Second, does America need more unemployment? Third, why are Latin American workers so unproductive?
What's the date on that last one?
Oh my god.
I place
actually,
your bets.
December 7th.
It's gonna be. I'm thinking it's gonna be the 90s.
I was gonna say 2015.
2022.
Right.
That's what we're going for.
Holy shit.
I have to find the original article. January 8th. What was your guess?
90s.
I'm going recently.
He's at 2023 and then
2023?
2015.
22? 2015? January 8th, 2023.
Holy shit, dude. Alright, yeah, special words. Oh.
All right.
Wait. There's an editor's note.
This is how we get...
The original headline in this article attracted criticism for the phrase, quote, a land of useless workers.
Oh my god. Okay. Back to Leibowitz echoes Andrew's list of female traits with a Jewish twist as a prioritization of emotion over doctrine, as spiritual growth being less about honoring commandments and more about nurturing the self, inclusion, and relationships. This is like mind-numbing for me as
also,
a parent.
anytime someone references a gendered trait,
a gendered but ethnic trait.
Colin Ty starts spinning faster in her grave.
Okay, also mentioning gendered trait with a Jewish twist. And
Yeah.
You can cut this in. But I'm like, what are they talking about?
Yeah, what do you... Like, sitting in there and being like, these are womanly traits, like innate womanly traits, and here's how they compare with innate Jewish traits. I'm not in the business of listing innate Jewish traits. I don't think that's a good habit you should start forming, really.
I said is the average National Post Zionist columnist is basically a Leahy member, like the 1930s Jewish Nazi Party.
Yeah. Prayer, study, and religious observance, Leibowitz observes. second-tier objectives in non-Orthodox synagogues: wellness, relationships, repairing the world, and also social justice activism, and therapeutic spirituality rule.
Isn't Tikkun Olam? He's referencing Tikkun Olam, which is pretty much like a core
Okay, I was
belief.
skipping words I wasn't sure how to pronounce. I read the parentheses after.
Tikkun Olam, right? Yeah. It's a pretty core Jewish belief, to be
Reform
honest.
synagogues never beating the allegation they're atheists.
One of Leibowitz's male interviewees said he had stopped attending his conservative synagogue because it's a waste of time. It's like 1 part progressive political rally, 1 part shrink session, and 0 part anything real or substantial Jewish. Influential Israeli-American rabbi and podcaster.
Oh, is this Rabbi Shmuley?
Daniel Gordis.
Rabbi Shmuley is insane. I don't know if Barbara Kay would be name dropping Rabbi Shmuley.
Liam, don't get excited about this next part. A politically centrist Zionist decided he had to leave conservative Judaism.
That sounds like the start of that joke where it's like when a Jewish liberal communist professor was teaching a class on abortion evolution.
So this politically centrist Zionist decided he had to leave conservative Judaism when the growing anti-Zionism in the movement became too off-putting to tolerate. He criticizes Rabbi Jill Jacobs, who heads Trua. I read that as Tua. I got so excited, man.
Hawk Trua.
Hawk Trua. Who heads Hawk Trua, an organization seemingly more concerned with international human rights for all, except Israelis. Rabbis, he wrote, should care more about Israel than they care about Israel's enemies. I don't...
Every day I wake up and,
This is one of those things.
Another Zionist is like, there should be more dual loyalty.
This is one of those things where you look at it and it's like, I want to say so much, but it's like, I got like 600 pages. Where do I start? In May 2024, 2 students at the Reconstructionist Rabbinical College, RRC, Talia Werber and Stephen Goldstein, published a damning article about the experiences that drove them to abandon their studies there. Their principal grievance was the anti-Zionism that flourishes at the college. Of the 60 students at the college, only 8 joined their RRC Students Supporting Israel chapter, which, first of all, that's not like a defining number. A lot of people just aren't joining shit.
Yeah.
You know? But anyways, I digress. Over what they refer to as a grueling year of isolation, 3 left the group, and 3, the authors and 1 other, left the college.
I guess, I don't know, go to an Orthodox college.
Yeah.
It's not the only rabbinical college.
You can't, it's hard to
I mean, one of these is a woman, so she probably could not go.
And if you care that much about Zionism, then find another job.
Yeah.
Man, those ultra Orthodox Jews who live in East Jerusalem were right in that Zionists just replace the worship of God with the worship of Israel.
As someone who doesn't give a shit about the Zionist movement, this is very much a, fuck, I painted myself in a corner and now there's all this paint surrounding me. Very, very much that kind of situation.
It is also very funny to see Zionists freak out about how they are basically losing control of Jewish institutions in some very slow way. Mm-hmm. As they've essentially, since I think the 70s, there's been a very large ideological domination of diaspora Jewish institutions by Zionists. Because up until the 70s, there was even Reform synagogues that were we do not allow any Zionists in our congregation. Mm-hmm. And for the longest time since then, it's been unquestionably Zionist. Mm-hmm. And again, only within the past 4 years, especially 2, has that changed at all.
Because of October 7th?
Yes.
Wow.
I think as well, if we call back to earlier in the article, she's writing and she's like, all these people are saying that, dang, my friends don't like me anymore and people don't want to be friends with me. And she continues and she's like, we only said things like, our enemies are subhuman and should be murdered in favor of the state.
Another great thing about this article is that she's like, it's because of women that everyone's anti-Zionist now.
Yeah.
And then our go-to example of a victim of this is a Zionist woman. So clearly, the feminizing influence on Jewish institutions is at least balancing out. If the women are the primary victims of this problem.
The authors describe the college as a training ground for anti-Zionist rabbis, providing foot soldiers for the organization Jewish Voice for Peace, which has been criticized by some for being neither Jewish nor for peace. Can you list who that some is? Any chance? It's you. It's your ass. That was your article. Claims that Israel was guilty of genocide and apartheid, the authors write, were a constant feature of their education. Maybe you should have written down something. Most shockingly, they wrote that at this rabbinical training institution headed by a female rabbi, that the sexual violence experienced on October 7th was never mentioned, even during Women's History Month. If I may... UN, detailed findings on the attacks carried out on and after 7th of October, 2023.
Wait, the UN is Hamas, though.
You're right. I can't read a 17-point list. Sexual violence. I'm going to derail this for like 5 minutes.
Okay.
Forgive me. 14. In relation to the standard proof applied... Oh, wait, let me double check. Okay, so essentially 14, they say we require there to be like any form of proof to take claims seriously. 16. On December 1st, 2023, the Commission issued a call for the submission of gender-based crimes with an emphasis on murder and hostage-taking, rape, and other forms of sexual violence committed by any armed actors on 7th October 2023. The Commission also sent a request for information to Israel in March 2024, inquiring about additional information in relation to rape and other forms of sexual violence, including evidence of any instructions provided to the perpetrators directly responsible for the attack of 7th October 2023 to carry out such acts, or information or specific cases of gender-based crimes on 7th October 2023, including cases of rape and other forms of sexual violence. It has not received a response. 17. Investigating sexual gender-based violence is always difficult, but the Commission has faced an additional challenge in its investigation of sexual and gender-based violence on 7th October, including active attempts by Israeli authorities to obstruct the Commission's access to information related to sexual violence. Such measures include instructing medical professionals not to cooperate with the UN Commission. 18. The Commission notes the absence of forensic evidence of sexual crimes committed on 7th October. Witnesses who spoke to the Commission explained about Israeli authorities focused on identifying and burying a large number of bodies in the period following the attack, leading to evidence not being collected or preserved for accountability purposes. The Commission also faced challenges in determining the crime committed when the circumstances surrounding the death of the victim were unknown. So, lack of evidence is not evidence of a lack, but the reason there is a lack of evidence and we don't know anything about sexual violence on October 7th is because of Israel and no one else.
And we know for sure Israel is committing sexual violence against Palestinian men and women on an industrial scale, basically.
Yes.
We have video evidence of Israeli prison guards, like, raping a Palestinian male detainee who would later die of his injuries sustained. And then Israeli citizens rioted to spring the perpetrators out of military prison after they were arrested.
Mm-hmm. The after right to rape protest.
Yes.
Yeah. The same mindset that Barbara Kay is driving to write this fucking article.
We also had, what was the report about Filipina women workers in Israel? I believe it was. And out of 70 of them that had arrived in Israel, 100% had reported sexual assaults or rape against them from Israelis. So maybe should think about that. Anyways, last two paragraphs. What about the Christian clergy? A 2024 report on female Christian clergy found that in a 2018 sample, about 14% of U.S. churches were headed by a senior female clergy person. So churches are not yet in danger of feminization. Good luck to them. I love how she says in these institutions, 75% are women. This is a great imbalance. And then here she's like 14% are. This sounds like a good balance. There is no
man.
solution to the feminization-linked problem of anti-Zionism in the non-Orthodox rabbinate. I don't know what it is. I only know this trend cannot end well for our community. What is essential in Jews' spiritual homes now, more than ever in our history, is that they be spaces where Ahavat Yisrael, the love of Israel, is the prevailing norm. If we are not for ourselves, who will be?
Good question.
Good point. Won't be. Look, if you're not fighting for Israel, I will not pick up the flag. Is I think my conclusion there.
Yeah.
Just the end of Wolf Warrior, but instead of like we fight for China, we fight for Israel.
Pretty much.
That article was just a long complaint about how young Jewish people are fed up with Israel's committing a genocide on their behalf, essentially.
Yes.
Like saying the Adam Friedland interview where he was brought to tears because he was like, I don't like that this is being done in my name. People are saying that I'm the reason it's happening, right?
Yeah.
That
And
so,
then Richie Torres stone-faced, accusing Adam Friedland of anti-Semitism.
which is crazy, but
that was one of the. That was such a awesome interview to watch.
But
He
he's
must
just
be feeding Richie Torres
as,
some like insane Israeli twinks to keep him
But also, so young Jewish people are fed up with this happening, and then her solution is that women need to get back in the kitchen, right? That's her thesis, is essentially that it's because women have political power in Jewish communities that this is happening.
Oh my god. Can I say sincerely?
It's just unconnected. There's nothing.
No.
to each other.
I hope she falls and breaks a hip or something.
Yeah,
Probably has one of those buttons to alert the medical authorities.
So my recent bit, because I did this accidentally once, and I think it was Nana called me out on it, was me being like, all of us hosts believe this. We are Charlie Kirk. It's like Israel, this is what Israel is doing, is like they're sending a ton of missiles into Palestine, and they're like, this is for all of us Jews. All of us Jews are sending these missiles.
Yeah, it's
and
like
Jews
that,
are like, no, please stop doing this.
Yeah.
And when those Jews are like, we don't like you anymore, man, they're getting pissed.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think was gonna happen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the Instagram meme where it's like, we all fuck with this. We all.
My notes on Bill 60, which I got all of my notes from the Canadian real estate channel called Bill 60 for Investors, Landlords, and Developers. Where the only thing they say about all the things for tenants is they say landlords and tenants, obviously some changes there, obviously not a big issue, some small improvements there. It'll weed out the professional bad tenants. We think Ontario has swung a little too hard to one side, and landlords are being held hostage on their own asset. Sell it, motherfucker.
Yeah, actually, no. Let's save this for another for
bad
educated.
tenants. Say that one again, homie.
It's
Say
a welfare.
that again, homie. Where else are these people supposed to live?
Yeah, but
Because if they put up a tent in the park, you scream and cry.
Yeah.
The professional evaders of homelessness versus the amateur investor.
Yeah.
Tenants really are the bourgeoisie.
No, because we need them to be bad tenants. Because if they become homeless, they will be bourgeois.
Ooh. This message brought to you by the American Communist Party.
All right, thanks for listening, y'all.
All right, bye.
Bye.